Well, it's been exactly a week since Mordhau was released, and in this 7 days it has accomplished quite something. It sold just shy of 500,000 copies, which is, for a game made by a very small development team, I think there's no more than 10 people in it, selling 500,000 copies is quite something. I mean, there was a peak of yesterday of 60,000 concurrent players, which for Mordhau is goddamn insane. My server on it isn't even an official server, and it's full almost all the time. It's absolutely insane the amount of people in this. But in today's little video, we'll be talking about the first week recap that they've tweeted about, some news and some information on a new map, and some cool screenshots. Well, when I say new map, I mean 2 new maps, and of course some modding news. Now, when Mordhau was first released, there was a lot of bugs. Servers are still pretty unstable at the moment, but there's things like golden XP you weren't able to really get when it was first announced and it first came out. Nothing was really functioning, but that's all been sorted. All the major bugs have been sorted. For me, I think the biggest problems now are server issues. The server browser is fucking horrendous. I absolutely hate it. At the moment, they're sorting out things like the ghost bug where you spawn in and you're invisible, of course, but that's all going to be sorted hopefully very soon. But let's get on to the bits that you all are here for. Let's talk a little bit about these maps. Now, we have had a few screenshots. We've got about 4 screenshots here of the new map. They look pretty goddamn badass. They're called Castello and Fatiora. Yeah, Fatiora. I don't know which ones are which. They're not labeled on the pictures which are which. It looks like the same map, really. It looks very similar to each other. But as you can see, this first screenshot, some really nice architecture in the buildings, the water mill there, the river, canals and things like that. That'll be interesting. As you know, on Tiger, that river is probably the thing that kills more people than goddamn anything as well. And as we look lower down on this next screenshot, we can actually see a castle. So this could be part of the siege that hopefully should be coming sometime in the near future. I'm hoping that we can get some big sieges as well. Front lines, don't get me wrong, is brilliant, but a siege would be perfect and keep people playing this game. But it looks like we'll be getting something quite similar to that. This looks like it could work as a siege map, as the next screenshot shows the walls and ladders going up to it that people can come up. Now, I'm expecting that it's not actually a siege map here. This is not actually for siege. Yes, maybe in the future when they add the siege game mode, this map will work absolutely fine for it. But as you can see, the ladders are already there. It looks like ladders are placed around all of the maps, so I don't think that's anything different. I don't think this is indicating that Siege is coming within the next update. I really hope it comes out very soon though, because there needs to be something to keep players in the game, because it's an incredible game at the moment, but after months and months of the same thing, people are going to get bored and eventually they're going to sign out unless they bring up some new updates very fast. And of course, the final screenshot, we can see a little bit of a courtyard, some really nice architecture and plants around. We can see a little bit of the castle in the far right there, just in the background. So this does look like a very similar map. I think it's probably the same map here. The first screenshot, it hasn't really got much indication of it being the same map except from the architectural style. But other than that, that's the 4 screenshots that we have of the new maps that should be coming out pretty soon. On top of that, they're looking into some ranked and competitive mode. Of course, there will be an official dual game mode, which is great, because if you try and do a dual server and you don't specifically announce it's a dual server, people just go on free for all, and it gets rather annoying. There's been multiple times in the clan where we've all wanted to do duels, and some public people have come on, so we've had to just kick them all off and put a password on it, which we'd rather not do. There is no release date expected for these guys, so probably I'm expected in the next month or 2 months, hopefully, but that's just my absolute speculation. But I really feel like they need to get something out in these next couple of months. This is the most important few months if they want to keep people here. Now, of course, new things like armor pieces and weapon skins, that's all going to be coming in. Some new character customizations, and speaking of people coming back in and keeping people in the game, we're looking at modding. So many people have asked about modding, and it has been confirmed that yes, there will be modding in the game. Further down the line, they would love to release some modding tools, as I think we can get some really awesome stuff like Star Wars mods, Lord of the Rings mods, everything you can do. Probably some co-op mods. Imagine if someone made, and I really hope that they do, add custom maps. I mean, the modding tools specify just modding tools, but I'm hoping that includes, I don't see why it wouldn't, some custom map making kits as well, that people can make maps. Imagine having a persistent world type thing in Mordhau. That would be really awesome. Now, a little bit of feedback from me to the developers if they're watching, which if you are, you have made an absolutely goddamn incredible game, and me, and my clan really enjoy. There's about 350 of us at the moment. It's kind of growing insanely. We're organising some battles with some smaller clans, them v us, and it's getting some really insane stuff going on. But I think something else other than modding to keep people in the game would be some sort of integration with clans. That's what's kept Mount & Blade alive so long, and I think if they put it into that game, this would be incredible. Small things like some easier admin controls, an easier UI specifically for an admin of a server, things like profiles, so you don't have to use your Steam name in the game. You can make your own name and then pick your own emblem, as we have, but it would be nice to be able to have our tags in the game without having to change our Steam name, because no one really wants to make 350 people change their Steam name. So at the moment we all just look like public people, so it'd be really nice to have some profiles there. But that's just my opinions on what I think would be great to be added. But they've done an incredible job so far. Congratulations to the Mordhau team. Everyone is doing such a great job of getting people on this game, and I think it's working. Everyone's having such a fun time, and I can't wait to see what they bring out in the future. But thank you so much for watching. If you want more Mordhau news, that is a tongue twister and a half, this channel will be the first place it will come out, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. But until then guys, I will see you in the next one.